Akashwani presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Nishit Kumar. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch country's first regional rapid transit system today, to inaugurate priority section of Delhi-Ghaziabad-Meerut Corridor and flag off RapidX train connecting Sahibabad to Duhai Depot. Filing of nominations ends this evening for the single-phase assembly elections in Mizoram and the first phase of polls in Chhattisgarh. CBI conducts searches at 76 locations across the country under Operation Chakra-II to dismantle organized cyber-enabled financial crime. US President Joe Biden says America and its allies are working to build better future for West Asia through innovative projects like India Middle East Economic Corridor. And in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India registered fourth consecutive win, defeating Bangladesh by 7 wickets in Pune. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch country's first regional rapid transit system RRTS from Sahibabad in Uttar Pradesh today. Under the RRTS, Mr. Modi will flag off the RapidX train connecting Sahibabad to Duhai Depot. He will also inaugurate the priority section of Delhi-Ghaziabad-Meerut RRTS corridor. The train will cover the distance of 17 kilometers connecting Sahibabad to Duhai Depot, with stations at Ghaziabad, Guldar and Duhai on the way. The Prime Minister will also preside over a public program in Sahibabad where he will address the gathering. He will also dedicate to the nation 2 stretches of East-West corridor of Bengaluru Metro today. The RRTS is a state-of-the-art regional mobility solution comparable to the best in the world. We have a report.
The RapidX train has 6 coaches with the capacity to carry about 1,700 commuters. 1 coach has been reserved for women passengers. The trains will run at a speed of 160 km per hour at an interval of 15 minutes. The first train in both directions will commence operations at 6 a.m. and the last train to depart from stations in both directions will be at 11 p.m. The service for general public will be operational from tomorrow. Each RapidX train will also have 1 premium coach with a host of additional commuter-centric features like reclining seats, coat hooks, magazine holders and footrests. While a ticket for a seat in the standard coach costs 20 rupees, passengers have to shell out double that amount to enjoy a ride in the premium coach. With Dipendra, Anupam Mishra, Akashwani News, Delhi.
Talking to Akashwani News, Managing Director of the National Capital Region Transport Corporation, Vinay Kumar Singh said Unified Payments Interface UPI-enabled ticket vending machines have been installed at stations to purchase paper QR tickets and recharge the National Common Mobility Card. The passengers can also purchase tickets from the ticket counters at RapidX stations. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha and Union Railways Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw launched the much-awaited Vista Dome train services in Kashmir yesterday. Union Minister and Chief Ministers of Assam and Tripura also joined the ceremony through video conferencing. Later, the Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor flagged off the first Vista Dome coach train to Banihal from Srinagar station. Speaking on the occasion, the Union Railway Minister said, "In the last 9 years, Jammu and Kashmir has changed a lot and the change is discernible on the ground." He said in railways, various development projects are in progress in the Union territory, while the development work has been completed on Chena Bridge, Anji Bridge. Tunnels have been completed except on some portion. In his address, the Lieutenant Governor congratulated the people of Jammu and Kashmir on the momentous occasion. He said the Vista Dome services will have a profound impact on tourism and contribute to the economic growth and cultural enrichment of the region. The specially designed Vista Dome coach is equipped with wide windows, revolving chairs and glass rooftop, offering the passengers a panoramic view of the surrounding landscape. President Draupadi Murmu will attend the convocation ceremony of the Central University of South Bihar at Gaya in Bihar this afternoon on the concluding day of her 3-day visit to this state. The president will confer degrees and medals to the meritorious students. Ahead of the event, the president will offer prayers at the world-famous Mahabodhi temple at Bodh Gaya. We have more from our correspondent.
The South Bihar Central University in Gaya is adorning a festive look for its third convocation ceremony. The CUSB is all set to welcome the President of India. The convocation ceremony is going to be held after 5 years. The ceremony is special for faculty members and students because this year the university has attained the highest UGC NAC A++ grading, making it the first university of Bihar to receive such honor. More than 1100 students who passed during the academic period of 2016 to 2020 will be honored today. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, Akashvani News, Gaya.
Today is the last date for filing nominations for the single-phase assembly elections in Mizoram and for the first phase of assembly polls in Chhattisgarh. In Mizoram, all 40 constituencies, and in Chhattisgarh, 20 out of a total of 90 constituencies will go to polls on the 7th of next month. In Chhattisgarh, so far, a total of 127 candidates have filed papers in the first phase. The scrutiny of nominations in both states will take place tomorrow, while the last date for withdrawal of nominations is the 23rd of this month. The filing of nomination for the second phase of assembly elections in Chhattisgarh and single phase assembly election in Madhya Pradesh will begin tomorrow. Voting for the remaining 70 constituencies in Chhattisgarh and all 230 assembly constituencies of Madhya Pradesh will be held on the 17th of next month. Meanwhile, the Congress has released the second list of 85 candidates for the upcoming Madhya Pradesh assembly polls. P.C. Sharma will be the party candidate from Bhopal Dakshin Paschim Assembly seat, while Abhishek Choksi Chintu will contest from Jabalpur Cant. Dinesh Gurjar will fight from Morena Assembly constituency. The party has replaced 3 candidates announced in the first list. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back. Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) conducted searches at 76 locations across multiple states regarding 5 separate cases as part of its Operation Chakra-II. The operation is aimed at combating and dismantling infrastructure of organized cyber-enabled financial crimes in India. The CBI conducted it jointly with the national and international agencies and private sector giants. The central agency froze numerous bank accounts and seized devices including mobile phones, laptops and hard disks, images of servers, SIM cards and pen drives. The CBI will share the details of the cases with international law enforcement agencies including the FBI, Interpol, NCA in UK, Singapore Police and BKA of Germany to combat organized crime. Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today declared Sir J.J. School of Art in Mumbai a deemed to be university under de novo category. He also unveiled the foundation stone of the new university. Addressing the event, Mr. Pradhan stated that the National Education Policy 2020 will be implemented in the college and it will become a global center of excellence. He mentioned that he has asked J.J. School of Arts to make illustrations for new textbooks and also to make a study course for Vishwakarma Yojana for those obtaining training under the scheme. US President Joe Biden has declared support for Ukraine and Israel in the middle of 2 unpredictable and fierce wars. In a rare Oval Office address yesterday, President Biden said it is vital for America's national security for Israel and Ukraine to succeed in their wars. He returned from a day-long trip to Israel on Wednesday. The US President asked Congress for financial aid to the country that has been hit by a deadly terrorist attack by Hamas earlier this month. He said America and its allies are working to build a better future for West Asia through innovative projects like India-Middle East Economic Corridor.
The United States and our partners across the region are working to build a better future for the Middle East. One where the Middle East is more stable, better connected to its neighbors, and through innovative projects like the India-Middle East-Europe Rail Corridor that I announced this year at the summit of the world's biggest economies.
The US President said actions of Hamas do not represent Palestinian people.
Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields, and innocent Palestinian families are suffering greatly because of them. You know, history has taught us that when terrorists don't pay a price for their terror, they cause more chaos and death and more destruction.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has urged for swift, unhindered humanitarian access to the besieged Gaza Strip. In a joint press conference with Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry in Cairo yesterday, Mr. Guterres called for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. He said food, water, medicine and fuel is needed now at scale and has to be sustained. Meanwhile, Egyptian state-linked media said the Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza, the only route in or out not controlled by Israel, will open today after US President Joe Biden struck a deal with Egypt and Israel to allow aid. Today is the 6th day of Shardiya Navratri. On this day, the devotees worship goddess Katyayani. She is the 6th manifestation of goddess Durga and represents bravery, triumph, wisdom and harmony. Warrior goddess Ma Katyayani, who embodies the fiercest aspect of goddess Durga, is also known as Mahishasura-Mardini for her triumph over the demon king Mahisasura. In Chhattisgarh, an atmosphere of devotion can be seen all around during the Navratri festival. Pandals with different themes have been put up in various cities and towns of the state. We have a report from our Raipur correspondent.
A confluence of religion, tradition and culture is being seen in Chhattisgarh on the occasion of Navratri. Thousands of devotees are thronging to the major Shakti Peeths of the state. Jasgeet are being sung to describe the glory of goddess Durga. The world-famous Bastar Dashera is being celebrated in the tribal-dominated Bastar region of the state. Bastar Dashera is probably the longest festival in the world, lasting 75 days. This is a living example of tribal tradition and culture. Vikalp Shukla, Akashvani News, Raipur.
The government has said that prices of essential commodities like sugar, wheat, rice and edible oils are under control due to the measures taken by it. Talking to Akashvani News, Secretary of the Department of Food and Public Distribution, Sanjeev Chopra, said that the government is closely monitoring the price situation of these commodities and will ensure that the prices remain under control during the festive season. In the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India registered its 4th consecutive win, defeating Bangladesh by 7 wickets in Pune last night. Chasing the target of 257 runs, India overhauled the score, posting 261 for 3 in 41.3 overs. Virat Kohli smashed 103 runs in 97 balls and remained unbeaten. Earlier, opting to bat first, Bangladesh scored 256 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in the stipulated 50 overs. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Nina Matthew.
Thank you, Nishith. PM Modi launches 511 rural skill centres in all 34 Maharashtra districts, headlines The Asian Age. Over 2 million trapped in Gaza as attacks continue is the top story in The Hindu. Sunak backs Israel in its darkest hour as India favors direct talks between Israel and Palestine, says the Tribune. Seat-sharing rift hits India alliance bloc, reports The Pioneer. Cash for query. Hira Nandani backs charges in Jolt for Moitra is the top story in Hindustan Times. Muted quarter for FMCG retail firm, says the Financial Express. And with that, it's back to you, Nishit.
Thank you, Nina. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch country's first regional rapid transit system today to inaugurate priority section of Delhi-Ghaziabad-Meerut Corridor and flag off RapidX train connecting Sahibabad to Duhai Depot. Filing of nomination to end this evening for single-phase assembly elections in Mizoram and first phase of polls in Chhattisgarh. CBI conducts searches at 76 locations across the country under Operation Chakra-II to dismantle organized cyber-enabled financial crime. US President Joe Biden says America and its allies are working to build better future for West Asia. And in ICC Men's Cricket World Cup, India registered 4th consecutive win, defeating Bangladesh by 7 wickets in Pune. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.